Hi guys, we're here for the Work with Soul 5-day online workshop. I'm Rebecca Nizial, your co-host and co-creator of Work with Soul, and we are here today with Jacki Carr, our goal expert. Hey Jacki.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're so honored and grateful to have you here, so thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, wouldn't miss it.
Awesome. Jacki is an I Goal You leader and co-founder of Rock Your Bliss. She's known for her straight-talking yet loving approach to setting goals, and she just organized events in all 50 states, which is really impressive, for Imagine One Day, a project taking her to Africa later next week.
It's happening. I'm going.
You're going. Amazing. Jacki, we're all wondering, what's one spiritual practice that you're using right now in your work and in setting goals that supports you?
Yeah. And I love the question spiritual practice because for me it's personal. I think it interweaves in my work, but it's not necessarily something I come out and speak to so often.
Yeah.
So I love me some Doreen Virtue angel cards. I won't lie. Pull them every morning. And then the book Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anna Dea Judith has rocked my chakra knowledge and been playing with my coaching practices into my energy field. So it's pretty cool to bring in spiritual work that works for you into more logistical work and playing with the two balances of the realms. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. What was your angel card for today? Do you remember?
I am going with themes. And
Okay.
yes, of course I remember. And I get giving and receiving like all day, every day, which has been cool in playing in the world of communication. And a lot of my tools are around that.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's about the receiving, being open to receiving. I'm a big, I love to push and give and speak,
Yes.
but being quiet and receiving the quiet, that's really what I've been learning.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for a lot of us. We can,
right?
yeah, and we have a lot of givers in this workshop. We have a lot of people who they know their path and purpose is to contribute, to serve, to give. So practicing receiving is a big one for us.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I know you come from a culture of goal setting in your past work, and you had a very particular approach to setting goals there, only to realize that wasn't working for you 100%. So you kind of have switched things up. So can you talk to us about maybe the way you used to set goals and what you do now?
Yeah. I feel like when I was setting goals, and really in my 20s, I feel that I was setting goals to have something written down and to have movement. And I did set goals from a vision, so going to the future, removed of constraints, so that I could start to play in the field of possibility, and then playing with goals to get myself there. But they felt rather, I will be honest, fragmented. Like I was like, oh, that sounds nice. Or, if I was on someone's Facebook page, that looks cool. Maybe I'll add that to my goal sheet, right? And I love me some inspiration. But where I've shifted, I would say in the past 2 to 3 years, I think 30 is a big marker. So I'm 31, but where I've shifted is age, obviously, but also I feel like I've really been building a practice for myself around grounding. And in that grounding, I've started to understand that when you build a ground, a foundation to stand on, it really supports you in consciousness and clarity, in goal crafting and bliss crafting, because you know where your home is. And it's interesting, not like home in regards to your setting, but home within.
Yeah.
And so my goals now are value-based goals. So they come from what I'm going to make sure is a goal.
Beautiful. That's a siren going, you guys. It's like what Jacki is saying right now is gold.
The world is like, listen
to this. This is it. Grounded goals are where it's at. Absolutely. So what does setting really grounded goals look like?
Yeah. So for me, I've really been playing in the realm of a top 5 or 6 core values, soul values, if you will, to really complement your work. And when I look at what those mean to me, they really do provide a solid stillness, a solid checkpoint. So for me, from those top 5, those are the domains and the guiding light that I set a lot of my goals through. So my number 1 is family. So of course, one of my goals will be seeing my family members. And of course, looking to the future, having a family. I have goals to have children. So those are big goals that really speak to me because they come from my values and my truth. And when I see them written down, I get excited, I get inspired, and I get stroked out of bed to make it all happen.
Yeah, beautiful. So it sounds like when you set really grounded goals, they're very authentic to who you are and what you value and what you need and want. And they're not things that you like see something on the outside and get really excited like, oh my God, I love yachts. I want a yacht. I'm going to put I want a yacht on my goal list. If that is aligned with my core values, amazing. But if it's not, it sounds like grounded goals give you like a checkpoint to say, does this really line up?
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I could like yacht party, traveling to Europe, national parks on my list. There's so many things that I could add to a colorful life. But when I get really real about what's going to bring the most experience that's aligned to the life that I want to create, that's where I feel like things start to happen even faster on my goal sheet versus wishful thinking or following something that's shiny. Because like there's a lot of shiny stuff out there.
Yes.
Let's be real.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I think there's a balance between knowing what's shiny for you and knowing what's shiny for someone else. And that distinction was huge for me.
Yes, absolutely. And that means you must be connected in to who you are if you want to achieve these goals, because I'm sure you've experienced what happens on the flip side of like you set a really great goal and you do achieve it and then you get there and you're like, huh.
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh, check. Or wait, and actually sometimes it's like, wow, that isn't what I want. And that didn't feel that great. And I need to take a total pivot.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So for everyone watching who wants to set some really grounded goals, because later today we're talking about manifestation. So the first step is in setting those goals. How can everyone watching put that into action?
Yeah. You know, I love doing the grounded work first. It's so funny. I was just thinking of sharing this with you. It's almost like, remember as a kid, being grounded was like, you're in trouble? And now I realize being grounded is like the best thing ever. So it's like we're redefining what being grounded means.
I love that.
And so, ground me world. I pull that angel card a lot too. So to get grounded, I usually do a full day exploration. And it doesn't have to be a day. It can be an hour in the bathtub. It can be on top of a mountain where I do take a bunch of different words that could be values in the world, and I start to whittle down. Like, what are mine? Okay, these are what I'm writing down that I wish I had. They're not me. So I can get truthful with myself. Okay, whittle down. And then I end with like my top 5 to 6. Okay. And so I circle those. I define those. This is important for all of you listening. Define words in your language. Communication is clutch. I love Webster. I love good old dictionaries online to give us a common ground. But our own past experiences are going to create different meanings for words for us. So for us to be in clear communication with ourselves, our bodies, our minds, much less with someone else, we have to know what the word means to us, or else it won't land here, thus there. Does that make sense?
Yes. So being really specific.
Like clearly defined.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so from there, from those values, I then start to build. I mean, I go crazy with a journal. And I'm old school. There's no iPad. There's no computer. I'm talking old school journal and a mechanical pencil so I can erase. And so I build like trees from them. So if like one of my words is family, another one of my words is nature. Total book nerd over here. So I've got the knowledge word. And so I'm starting to build like spiders of like, what would I want in my life to support these values? Seeing my family, having a family, reading this book or starting a book club, right?
Great.
Going to a yoga retreat or a workshop. I have a couple on my list this year. And, actually for me, getting out into nature, you are in my breakfast nook where my computer is, and I can get stuck in here. And for me, nature's important. I need to take the dogs for a walk, or I need to have a game plan for the weekend to get on a mountain or to get to the ocean in California via plane, whatever it may be, because that is actually what lets me feel home in myself. And my goals then bring me back home and then bring me a future that is really exciting because it's things that I know and love and want to gift myself.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay, so if we were to lay that out into like a 1, 2, 3, it sounds like the first step is get grounded. Ground yourself. Let the universe ground you. Yeah, and whether that is like cozying up with a blanket and a cup of tea, or being out on a mountain, or taking a walk and feeling your feet and tapping into you, like have a moment to get grounded. Even if it's brief, just take some time to get grounded. Second step is to get clear on those values. And even for today and for this week, maybe even just finding one top value. And if you don't get to just one. And then creating that tree or map out from that one value. What are you valuing most right now? Okay, create some goals from there and get really specific with the language and make sure. I like to speak it out loud and see how it feels. Like, does this language sound good to me? Does it excite me? So being really clear with the language. Am I missing anything?
It's adding depth to your values, to be honest. And your goals can start to flow from there. I do play with vision work, so going to the future so you can see a possibility, and then playing with that groundedness and like the route to rise, if you will, and then filling in between like a Mad Libs, like fill in your story. Beautiful. And I have to include one thing because it's important.
Yes.
Like a Mad Libs, you have to leave some spaces blank. So yes, I know my values today. I know what they mean to me today. However, through wisdom, I grew up in Texas. Nature wasn't one of my values growing up. But when I saw,
Texas girls.
Right. But when I saw those mountains for the first time, and when I was 16, everything changed. So it's almost like allowing yourself to lean into the mystery of blank spaces and how your values will evolve with you.
Yes.
So nothing's set in stone, write in pencil. And the balance is truly between, getting grounded and setting goals for yourself and being open, right? There's a really beautiful balance, because I think sometimes I put the blinders on and I'm like, only this goal. I'm not focusing on anything else. And then I miss all the world that's going around me.
Yes. Jacki, that is such a great thought to end us on, that with all of this goal setting, leave space. Have an eraser there, an edit button, be able to stay open to change, and that is, we talk about this again today with manifestation, but it's really you're co-creating these goals, right? Like, you know what you want, and then see what the world kind of brings to you with that. So keeping space is so important. So for all of you guys, it's time to take action on setting goals with us and Jacki here. So commit to getting grounded, and then set some goals based on one top value. Pick one top value and set some clear, specific goals. Comment below with A, how you're getting grounded, B, what that top value is, and C, what one goal is that you're committing to. And we will be here to support you in that. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Jacki, thank you so much. This was amazing.
I can't wait for all of this. I can't wait.
And we want to hear from you when you get back from Africa. So we'll check back in with you more in a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'd love to share.
Perfect. All right, you guys, we're here to help you do the work that lights up your soul. Thank you again, Jacki, and we'll be checking back in soon. Bye for now.
Bye.